This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. They are out there somewhere. An Idaho prison inmate and an accomplice who took off, say police, after the accomplice shot and wounded corrections officers as they were transporting the inmate from a Boise hospital. The AP's Donna Warder.
At a news conference carried by KIVI, Boise Police Chief Ron Winiger says both suspects took off in a gray 2020 Honda Civic with Idaho plates.
They could be anywhere at this point. We don't have leads necessarily narrowing them down to a particular area. We are open to wherever they might be at this point.
The suspected shooter has been identified as Nicholas Umphenor, and a $2 million bond has been issued for his arrest. I'm Donna Warder.
What about talk of a ceasefire in the war between Israel and Hamas? The AP's Karen Shamas with the latest.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said the gaps are narrowing in indirect talks between Israel and Hamas over another ceasefire and hostage release. Mediators, Egypt, the US and Qatar, have spent several weeks trying to broker the negotiations. Whilst meeting with Saudi officials, Blinken told a Saudi news channel that the mediators worked with Israel to put a strong proposal on the table. He said Hamas rejected it but came back with other demands that the mediators are working on. I'm Karen Shamas.
After Russian missiles targeted Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, this morning, President Zelensky urged the West to send more air defense systems to Ukraine. 13 people were injured in Kyiv this morning. The Transportation Department isn't pointing any fingers, but it is announcing a review of how airlines protect personal information about their passengers and whether they're making money by sharing that information. The airlines say they protect privacy. The Dow gained 401 points yesterday. This is AP News. One of the few remaining survivors of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor has died.
Dick Higgins has died in Bend, Oregon. He was 102 years old. Higgins was a radio man assigned to a patrol squadron of seaplanes based at the Hawaiian Naval Base when Japanese planes began dropping bombs on the morning of December 7, 1941. The bombing launched the U.S. into World War II. According to the sons and daughters of Pearl Harbor survivors, there are now 22 known survivors of the attack still living. About 2,400 servicemen were killed that day. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
There'll be a vote today at the UN on what would be the first United Nations resolution on artificial intelligence. It's aimed at ensuring that AI is, quote, safe, secure, and trustworthy. The U.S. sponsored the resolution, calling it a historic step forward. I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
It's really important to have one go-to store to get all of our needs. I mean, we can buy anything from mineral to cattle feed to seed to fertilizer. It really helps simplify things, just to have one store that you call and can supply all your needs. MFA is a whole farm solution.
A partner for your goals. MFA, your whole farm solution.
Have you seen Town Screen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at the American Legion Post number 99, Looking Glass Salon, Salem Senior Center, and McCoy Vision Clinic, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Town Screen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained, Town Screen in Salem.
Ricky, there have been generations of fans growing up on St. Louis Cardinals baseball.
That's right, John. And for many, they grew up listening and learning about the Cardinals on the radio.
We get asked all the time why the Cardinals continue to draw fans from so many different states. And the answer is easy: the power of the radio network.
Fans are listening to Cardinals baseball all over the Midwest, and the tradition continues.
Join us all season long for St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Cardinal baseball on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO.
And right here at 1340 AM and 95.7 FM, let's take a look at that weather situation. And it doesn't look too bad today. Looks like we're going to top out about 62 degrees. Lots of sunshine today, and we should have a little bit of a breeze, not terribly, coming out of the southeast as the day does go on. Should be at about 8 to 15 and gusts up to about 20 miles an hour. Clear skies tonight, low of 39 with southeasterly winds. Then for Friday, sunshine is what we expect, and up near 71 Now, by the afternoon, though, some clouds could roll in, and we could have a 30% chance of a shower. Winds will be out of southeast initially, but move to the west by the afternoon. And then by Friday night, it's going to move to the north-northwest with that wind. Cloudy skies, low of 30, and it's going to feel a lot colder than that with the winds because out of the north at 10 to 20 miles an hour, those winds will be blowing. And by early morning, or into the after midnight hours, maybe not all the way to the early morning, but they'll still be close to 30-mile-an-hour gusts. Now, Saturday itself will be sunny and cooler, high of 56, with northerly winds 10 to 15, gusting to 25. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low of 35, and then clouds will roll in Sunday, have a high of 61 with a chance of some showers developing Sunday night. Cloudy, breezy, and a low of 47. At the KSMO studios, right now, your hometown radio station, we have a temperature reading here at your hometown radio source with clear skies right now of 35 degrees, 36. We're right there on that bubble. We do have 7-mile-an-hour winds coming at us. That is out of the northeast. 46% of relative humidity, 30.19 inches of pressure and rising. I guess I should say east-northeast with those winds. And it feels like 28 right now with skies mostly clear. We do have a couple of wispy clouds out there. They don't do much, kind of decorate the sky, but that's about what we have here at the last check here at the KSMO studios. And we hope you stick around. We've got coming your way next some local news. That's up when we return right after this.
God, I'm so stressed. It's a brand new year and our business is busier than ever.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
I've got beef with McDonald's buy one, get one for $1 deal. 2 perfectly seasoned beef patties to be exact. Because BOGO for $1 now includes the delicious McDouble. With 2 beef patties and a melty slice of American cheese, it's juicier and tastier than ever. And I can buy one and get a delicious McChicken or boldly seasoned hot and spicy McChicken for just $1. Now this is beef I can get behind. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for item of equal or lesser value. Comparison of McDonald's classic burgers to prior burgers.
Hi, Carrie Patton here from Town & Country Bank. We've got all the perks of a national bank, like online banking, quick loan approval, and you can even deposit your check from your phone. That's not why our customers love us, though. They love us because we still offer hometown customer service. Stop by one of our area locations and let our friendly team remind you how special hometown banking can be. Smart, friendly solutions. Town & Country Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
734 at KSMO Radio. Good morning to you. Glad to have you aboard. And hope your day is going to be a good one for you as we move through it. We're now on KSMO Radio. It's time for news. Local news brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO Radio. We are AM 1340. We're FM 95.7. We're online, KSMORadio.com. KSMO Stream Facebook and KSMO YouTube. Appreciate you being part of our morning. We hope we can help make your day a pleasant one or fill it with information. Well, as we get to news, thank you again for joining us. My name is Stan Stevens, bringing it to you on KSMO Media. An accident happened in Dent County Wednesday morning at 9:40 on Highway 68 at Route U. According to the Highway Patrol report, an eastbound 2017 Freightliner operated by 57-year-old Mohammed Gell of Minneapolis, Minnesota, turned left into the path of a westbound 2005 Dodge Dakota driven by 43-year-old Veda Calkins of Salem. Calkins suffered moderate injuries and was taken to the Salem Memorial Hospital. Reports state that both drivers were wearing seat restraints at the time of the accident. The Dodge was totaled and removed from the scene by Whitaker's Towing. The Freightliner sustained moderate damage and was driven from the scene. Coming to the Ozark Natural Cultural Resource Center next week on Highway 19. He'll start March 23rd and last through May 5th is the exhibit called Crossroads, Change in Rural America. This exhibit offers small towns a chance to look at their own paths to highlight the changes that affected their fortunes over the past century. The exhibition will begin with discussions about what happened when America's rural population became a minority of the country's population and the ripple effects that occurred. Despite the massive economic and demographic impacts brought on by these changes, America's small towns continue to creatively focus on new opportunities for growth and development. Economic innovation and a focus on the cultural facets that make their small towns unique, comfortable, and desirable have helped many communities create their own renaissance. The future is bright for much of rural America as small towns embrace the notion that their citizens and their cultural uniqueness are important assets. The Crossroads exhibit is part of the Museum on Main Street, a collaboration between the Smithsonian Institution and the State Humanities Councils nationwide. Support for the Museum on Main Street has been provided by the United States Congress. A special waste collection for residential electronics, appliances, tires, and media storage will be held from 9 in the morning till noon at the Cuba Public Works at 407 Route PP in Cuba on Saturday. The City of Cuba and the Merrimack Regional Planning Commission, with funding through the Missouri Department of Natural Resources and the Ozark Rivers Solid Waste Management District, are partnering on the March 23rd collection. The collection will be for residential items only. It's open to residents from Crawford, Dent, Gasconade, Marys, Phelps, Pulaski, and Washington counties. For the first time, media storage is also being accepted at the collection. Media storage includes records, 8-track tapes, VHS tapes, cassette tapes, CDs, DVDs, floppy disks, external hard drives, flash drives, any kind of portable or temporary media storage. Also, you can still turn in your stoves, your washers, your dryers, your hot water heaters, your microwaves, and the other appliances will be collected free of charge. Other free electronics that will include computer components, laptop computers, keyboards, hair dryers, VCR DVD players, cassette players, cell phones, anything that runs on a cord or battery will be taken free. Oil and gas must be removed from the tanks of any items that you may want to drop off, like push mowers, weed eaters, your air blowers, anything of that nature. That all has to be removed before you can submit that. All items also must be free of debris. Tires on rims will not be accepted. Fees on certain items will be for the CRT TVs that are above 27 inches or projection screens or with console TVs. There's a $25 collection fee for that. $20 for the CRT TVs under 26 inches. If you have flat screen TVs, there's a $15 charge. $10 for computer monitors and refrigerated items that have Freon in them. And $5 for printers, scanners, or copiers that may have toner. Fees for tires will be $2 each for a passenger tire, $7.50 each for a semi-truck tire, and $35 each for tractor tires. For more information on items accepted or the fee structure, contact Catherine Hawes at the MRPC offices 265-2993, extension 110, 573-265-2993. Extension 110. An accident happened in Reynolds County on County Road 752 west of Highway Y. According to the Highway Patrol report, this happened at 1:30 yesterday afternoon. A 1995 Ford Ranger driven eastbound by 20-year-old Zachary Prater of by Burnham was traveling eastbound on the County Road 752 when Zachary lost control, overcorrected. The vehicle went off the right side of the roadway and overturned. Suffering serious injuries was a passenger, 22-year-old Alexis Setzer of Davisville. She was taken by the Reynolds County EMS to Ellington, where LifeNet 24 transported her to St. Louis. She was not wearing a seat restraint at the time of the accident. Neither was Zachary Prater. The Ford Ranger was totaled and removed from the scene by Aussie. The accident also happened in Reynolds County at 825 last night at 9767 County Road 906. According to the Highway Patrol report, a 2000 Ford tractor driven eastbound by 48-year-old James Doris of Bunker, Missouri, was on private property and traveling up a hill when there was a mechanical failure to the tractor. The tractor then overturned. Suffering serious injuries was an occupant on the tractor, 50-year-old Shelley Hodge of Viburnum. Hodge was transported to the Mercy Hospital in St. Louis by Phelps Air with those serious injuries. The tractor was left at the residence of the owner by request. By the way, Hodge was exempt from wearing any safety restraint at the time of the accident. It's 7:41. We will come right back and have for you a look at sports news next. It's up right after this.
FCS Financial, with you every step of the way.
Choosing the right crop insurance for your farm operation shouldn't be overwhelming. That's why FCS Financial makes it easy with a dedicated team of crop insurance specialists who can help you find the best solutions to protect your operation. And it's this dedication and experience that makes FCS Financial experts at finding solutions for each unique situation. You're more than a policy. We take the time to get to know you, your operation, and your needs. Whether you're a seasoned producer or just beginning, we have the tools you need to help you manage your risk and keep business running smoothly. FCS Financial, growing relationships, creating opportunities. Closing date for spring policies is March 15th. Contact your FCS Financial crop insurance expert at myfcsfinancial.com or call 800-444-3276.
FCS Financial, with you every step of the way.
An equal opportunity provider.
At the KSMO studios in sports news, the Class 4 District 3 All-District teams have been named. On the boys' side, Salem Tigers guard Landon Richter was named to the team. Also named to the boys' team in the district were Tate Groover from St. James, Jesse Elrod from Cuba, and Preston Heads from Cuba, who was also named the District Player of the Year. For the ladies, Salem Lady Tiger forward Faith Kaminsky was named the All-District team. Also named were Tyra Haffer and Courtney Caron from Cuba, Lydia Chemnitzer, Kendall Kostopoulos, and Emily Recker from St. James. Recker was also named the District Player of the Year. Congratulations to all these athletes. Caden Du Bois, Owen Hamilton, and Roy Stevens all had 2 RBI hits as Salem Tigers beat Steelville Wednesday 15-0 in 5 innings to go to 3-0 in the year. Tigers will be at Ellington to face the Whippets today at 4:30. You can hear the game on KSMO Radio, AM 1340, FM 95.7. It'll also be audio streamed on our KSMO Media, KSMORadio.com, KSMO Stream Facebook, KSMO YouTube. That'll start about 4:15 with Tiger Talk and Coach Tony Edwards. Salem Tiger tennis team shot the Ligging Wildcats in their first match of the year 9-0, and they'll be at West Plains today at 4. Salem Ladies Softball Tigers will be at Bourbon Friday at 4. Salem is 1-0 going into that contest. And the St. Louis Blues will play Ottawa this evening starting at 6. KSMO joined the game in progress after Salem Tiger baseball. St. Louis Cardinals blasted the Washington Nationals Wednesday 13-4. Dylan Carlson had a grand slam. Jose Fermin homered. They'll be playing Houston this Wednesday. Let's just get a report from the Cardinals win yesterday as we get closer and closer to the regular season. John Rooney and Mike Claiborne have that report. Gentlemen.
With Mike Claiborne, I'm John Rooney. You like home runs?
I love home runs, especially Cardinal home runs.
And Dylan Carlson hitting one.
The 2-0 delivery to Dylan, and he hits that ball sharply to left field. And backing up is Young, and looking up, and it's gone! A slam for Dylan Carlson, and he hit that the other way.
That was part of a 7-run inning as the Cardinals out-hit the Nationals 15-10 last night and won 13-4. The win went to Ryan Helsley over Zach Davies, and the Cardinals pounded Davies for 9 runs.
They gave him a good going over, but going back to Carlson hitting last night from the left side of the plate, I think is even more important.
I do too. And now the Cardinals are winding things down. They have action on through the weekend here in Florida, then 2 against the Cubs. But a week from today, it's opening day in L.A.
Can't wait. We've been talking about this for a long time, and I'm looking forward to seeing us out there on the field in Los Angeles. But there is still work to do here in Jupiter, Florida.
For Mike Claiborne, I'm John Rooney.
All right, thank you, guys. And, of course, we'll not have the game today against the Houston Astros. We will have the game tomorrow against Miami Marlins. Kansas City Royals Wednesday night tied with the LA Angels of Anaheim 8-8. Today they'll play split squad games against the Chicago White Sox and Cleveland Guardians. And that's news and sports brought to you as a courtesy of all of us here at KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station. Coming up next, it's time for that daily investment report from the offices of Joe Brand and Leah Nash of Edward Jones. Edward Jones Brokerage, helping people with their investment needs, and they have been since 1922. Let them assist you today. Joe Brand and Leah Nash of Edward Jones, member SIPC. And our daily investment report, with that report this morning, it is Teresa Whalen. Teresa?
This is Teresa Whalen bringing you the daily financial market report on behalf of financial advisors Joe Brand and Leah Nash, and also Edward Jones. Today's U.S. equities closed higher. The Dow closed up 401 points to close at 39,512. The NASDAQ closed up 203 points to close at 16,369. And the S&P closed up 46 points to close at 5,225. And in the bond market, 10-year Treasury yields are trading at 4.28%. The price of crude oil was down $1.32 to close at $81.41, and the spot price for gold was up $27.20 to close at $2,186.90. For stocks of local interest, we have Ameren Corporation at $72.05, down 6 cents. AT&T $17.21, up 4 cents. Boeing $187.78, up $6.64. Dollar General $156.06, up $2.04. ExxonMobil $112.99, down 10 cents. McDonald's $284.45, up $1.58. Microsoft $425.23, up $3.82. PepsiCo $171.86, up 6 cents. Pfizer $27.70, up 7 cents. Procter & Gamble $161.99, up 16 cents. U.S. Bancorp $43.46, up $1.24, and Walmart $61.25, up 38 cents. This has been today's financial market report, brought to you on behalf of Edward Jones, member SIPC, and financial advisors Joe Brand and Leah Nash, serving individual investors with personalized attention and financial advice at 907 South Pershing, right here in Salem, Missouri, bringing you this Wall Street to Main Street report.
Thanks, Teresa. We appreciate that. And don't forget, right here at KSMO Radio, we always appreciate our great friends from the offices of Joe Brand and Leah Nash of Edward Jones bringing you those reports. I will not have one today due to Tiger baseball. We will have the report in the morning right around, we'll say 7:40, 7:45 right here at KSMO Radio. The daily investment report from the offices of Joe Brand and Leah Nash of Edward Jones, 729-3831. You'll find them 907 South Pershing. Stop by or call today. Member SIPC. At KSMO Radio, we are going to come bouncing right back. We have coming your way a full look at that weather next. It's up right after this break.
If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health, suicide, or substance use crisis, call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, trained crisis specialists will listen to your concerns, provide support, and get you the help you need. There is hope. The Lifeline works. For 24/7 confidential support, just call, text, or chat 988. A message from the Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Is the IRS making you feel anxious? Do you have multiple years of unfiled taxes or owe more than $8,000? The tax attorneys at Allies Tax Relief specialize in problems like yours, and they're ready to negotiate your fresh start. Don't go another year fearing the IRS. Allies Tax Relief will stop the IRS from garnishing your wages or levying your bank account. You only pay if you qualify for their services, so why wait? Call 800-280-4184 today. That's 800-280-4184.
Time for Operation Weather Watch, a complete summary of weather in the region and the KSMO listening area, all being brought to you as a courtesy of all of us right here at KSMO, Salem, Missouri. Well, the energy across the southwestern United States is slowly spreading east into Texas today, and the surface low pressure will begin to deepen across the lee of the Rockies. This will allow for that stationary boundary to begin to pivot back west and north as a warm front, but mainly across far southwestern Kansas and far southwestern Missouri. Eastern part of the state probably won't see much of this. Now, winds will begin to switch to the southeast. Low-level moisture will not increase much, and we'll actually have some slightly lower, drier dew points for today, given the typically high model dew point bias in return for flow regimes. With temps reaching the 60s in the area today, this will create afternoon relative humidity values of 25 to 30%, especially east of Springfield, with speeds looking to remain in the 10 to 15 mile-an-hour wind range. And it looks like a fire weather threat could still be hanging around a little bit today. Now, we'll see some scattered mid and high clouds at times off and on through the afternoon, but there doesn't appear enough moisture in our area to bring anything with us. Now, out west, though, that lift could be just enough to produce an isolated shower, thunder shower west of Springfield into Kansas. Now, on Friday, passing shortwave energy to the south will begin to phase with the northern stream energy as it's passing through the area during the day. Now, a cold front is going to enter the area from the northwest during the early to mid-afternoon hours, and before that front arrives, high temps look to reach the upper 60s to low 70s, with the highest readings east of Springfield. With the front passing through the area during peak heating, several high-resolution and short-term models do show pop-up showers developing as that front moves through. Rainfall amounts look to remain, though, very light, at less than 1/10 of an inch, given the progressive nature of that system and limited moisture. Friday night, gusty northerly winds up to 30 miles an hour will occur behind the front as the large pressure system will deepen southeast of the area, deepening fast enough to make those clouds clear away, and the winds would decrease. And if they do that, we'll get much colder. If we don't do that, we'll stay a little bit warmer. So, again, all depends on movement and how it all develops. It's just a matter of time, and we'll find out. Currently, the guidance does show a low near 34 for areas north of Highway 60. Now, Saturday, the ensembles all suggest a zonal pattern aloft with east and northeast winds, and the highs will be closer to 58 to near 60 degrees. A large upper-level trough with several embedded short waves is going to move through the western and central U.S. in this time frame, and when it does reach our area, this could start bringing in a few areas of rain by late Sunday evening and overnight into Monday. I'll have to be watching out for that. 69 our high yesterday, 38 the low. Normal high 61, normal low 38. Record high 88. That was in 1907 and 1916. 14 the record low in 1951. We didn't have any rain yesterday. For the month, we're still at just a tick under 1 7/10. 2 1/5 would be normal. 9.5 our total for the year. 7 1/8 would be normal. Sunrise this morning, 7:07. 7:19 the time of sunset, as we're fully embedded now into spring. Yesterday was the first full day of spring, and it really did feel like spring. Now, our extended forecast shows Monday through Wednesday, where a little bit of rain could be coming through the area. Monday, intermittent scattered showers, cloudy, high of 62, somewhat breezy through the day. Monday night showers are actually likely, more than likely, though, after midnight. Cloudy and a low of 35, still pretty breezy during the evening Monday night and overnight hours. By Tuesday, we should have sunshine. We'll have a high of 56. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, low of 31, and then mostly sunny on Wednesday, the high of 61 degrees. That local forecast and our current conditions are next in a moment.
Do you know who some of the most avid readers of Cardinals Magazine are? It's Cardinal alumni. Our former players tell me time and again that Cardinals Magazine is one of their favorite ways to stay connected to the birds on the bat.
And you know, Ricky, I've heard the same thing. They feel like they're still coming to the ballpark each day when they're enjoying the impressive lineup of feature stories in every issue of Cardinals Magazine.
Cardinals Magazine helps you really get to know the current players, not only their stories in uniform, but who they are off the field and how they got to where they are.
And it doesn't stop with the stories on current players. No one does a better job giving fans a truer picture of everything happening on the field, inside the ballpark, and all over Cardinals Nation. Even stories on our Cardinals alumni.
Join our former players who enjoy the classic coverage of Cardinals Magazine. Subscribe for yourself and your favorite fan at cardinals.com/magazine or 314-345-9000.
Cardinals Magazine. It's all here.
Sunshine today and a high of 62 degrees. A little bit breezy with southeasterly winds and about 5 to 15, gusting up to 20 miles an hour. Then clear tonight, low of 39 with southeasterly winds at 10 miles an hour. There could be a little wispy cloud coming through or a little bit of light cloud cover during the afternoon. It should clear back out after about 6 or 7 this evening. For Friday, we're going to have sunny skies to begin the day. We're going to warm up to about 71, but during the afternoon, a few clouds will filter their way in with a 30% chance of a shower developing during the afternoon. Southeasterly winds at 5 to 15 will move to the west, and when that does happen, that will be bringing the cloud cover in and a little bit of moisture to our area. Friday night cloudy and a low of 30. We will have northerly winds at 10 to 20, gusting to near 30 by Friday night. Saturday itself sunny and a little cooler, high of 56 with a north breeze 10 to 15, gusting to 25. For Saturday night, partly cloudy, low of 35, and clouds on Sunday and a high of 61. Currently at KSMO Radio, we have 36 degrees temperature. We have sunshine, as I mentioned, just a couple of wispy clouds out there, but the winds are still out of the east-northeast, 7 to 10 mile an hour. 46% is our relative humidity, and the pressure continues to move up at 30.20 inches, making it feel like 28. Cool morning here in Dent County. And that'll do it for a look at weather on Operation Weather Watch, complete summary of weather in the region and KSMO listening area. We invite you to stay right here for Civic Happenings next. That's up right after this.
This is Bill Wise with the latest Appetite for Pork report. Today I'm talking with Dr. David Newman, Senior Vice President of Market Growth at National Pork Board, about how your pork checkoff dollars are working to bring more U.S. pork to tables around the world. Dr. Newman, pork producers are bracing for another down year. What has the pork checkoff been doing to help stabilize, even grow, demand?
We export about 30% of our total production in the United States. And that number has grown for a very long time. But that still means we have 70% of our production domestic. This focus on stabilizing domestic demand, that's really important to us. So speaking internationally, we partner with U.S. Meat Export Federation in our international efforts. And that's a really great example of something that we do to drive demand around the world.
Thanks again, David, for talking with us today about how the pork checkoff is building a bigger appetite for U.S. pork. You can find out more information at porkcheckoff.org/radio.
Hey, it's Fitz from the Country Top 40 Countdown, and join me this weekend as Chase Matthews going to check in to share his country music rite of passage of recently becoming a road dog.
I love shaking hands and meeting new people and hearing their stories about my music.
Find out how Chase Matthews feels about all of it when we see you this weekend for all the hits on the Country Top 40 with Fitz.
That comes your way Sunday right here on KSMO Radio. Well, it's time right now for our Civic Record. It's a program of church and civic news and a mention of persons recently deceased. The Civic Record is brought to you as a courtesy of Southtown Furniture, Highway 19 South right here in Salem. When questions do arise about furniture, floor covering, bedding, appliances, accessories, get them answered. Head on down to Southtown. It's at 1601 South Highway 19, where you can browse around the store and at your leisure if you wish, and just check everything out, or talk to their fine sales staff who can show you and identify and help you with those questions that you might have. Stop on in and visit. Again, 1601 South Highway 19. Can't get out and about today? No problemo. Give them a call, 729-3422. And if you prefer, you can let your fingers browse on the web at SouthtownFurnitureSalem.com. Southtown Furniture. It is where the bargains are. Part of the Bodar family of furniture stores serving you since 1922. Alma Gertrude Coleman of Salem passed away on Friday at the age of 88. Funeral services for Alma Gertrude Coleman will be held at noon today at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel, with visitation from 10 until service time at the chapel. Burial will be in a Conway cemetery. Alma Gertrude Coleman is survived by her husband, Michael Coleman of Salem, plus numerous nieces and nephews and great-nieces and great-nephews, plus other relatives and friends. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Alma Gertrude Coleman, whose funeral services will be at noon at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel today. Jackie Eugene Edwards of Salem passed away on Tuesday, March 12th, at the age of 62. Funeral services with full military honors will be held tomorrow morning at 11 at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel, with visitation from 10 until service time at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel. Jackie Eugene Edwards is survived by a son, Jacob Grabeel, plus 3 grandchildren and extended family and friends. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Jackie Eugene Edwards, whose funeral services with full military honors will be at 11 Friday morning at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel. Judy Whitaker of Steelville passed away Tuesday, March 19th, at the age of 79. Funeral services for Judy Whitaker will be Saturday afternoon at 3 at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville. Visitation will be Saturday morning from 11 until service time at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home. Judy Whitaker survived by her husband, Gene Whitaker of Steelville, 2 sons, Larry Whitaker of Union and wife Marie, Mike Whitaker and Steelville of Steelville and wife Amy, a daughter, Faith Whitaker of Steelville, 4 sisters, Carol Watson of Steelville, Linda Strite of Hillsboro, Missouri, and husband Jim, Peggy Gregory of Rolla, and Debbie Smith of Steelville and husband Guy. 3 brothers, Gerald Dicus and Tim and Rita Dicus of Cuba, Jack Dicus of Bourbon, and wife Deborah. A sister-in-law, Terry Dicus of Dale, Indiana, and Judy Dicus of Steelville, plus 7 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, and other relatives and friends. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Britton Bennett Funeral Home of Steelville for Judy Whitaker, whose funeral services will be at 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville. Roy Lynn Colleen Welch of Salem passed away on Wednesday, March 20th, at the age of 85. Funeral services for Roy Lynn Welch will be held Monday morning at 11 at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel. Visitation will be from 11 until service time at the chapel on Monday. Burial will be in the North Lawn Cemetery. Roy Lynn Welch is survived by children, Marietta Moorhart of Omaha, Nebraska, Chris Welch and wife Terry of Salem, and Tom Welch of Salem, 6 grandchildren, 11 great-grandchildren, numerous nieces, nephews, great-nieces, and great-nephews, brother-in-law Jim Welch of St. James and wife and better half Bernie, sister Melba Selke of Salem, biological sister Jenny Laux of Broomfield, Colorado, extended family and friends, and memorials may be made to the Salem Public Library. Envelopes are available, and all the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Roy Lynn Colleen Welch, whose funeral services will be at 11 Monday morning at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel. William Earl Brockman of Salem passed away Tuesday, March 19th, at the age of 70. Memorial services for William Earl Brockman will be at 4 Monday afternoon at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel, with visitation from 2 Monday afternoon until service time at the Wilson Mortuary Chapel. William Earl Brockman, survived by his wife Beth Brockman of Salem. Children, Amy Monty and husband Wayne of St. Louis. Heather Hisserich of St. Charles. Julie Ellis and husband Jason of Belleville, Illinois. Sheena Terrell and husband James of Salem. Emily Brockman of Rolla. And Abigail Strom and husband Jeremiah of Salem. Sisters Mary Ellen Brockman of Valley Park, Missouri. Sue Hull of Webster Groves, and Debbie Burlew of Fenton, Missouri, 12 grandchildren and 1 great-granddaughter. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for William Earl Brockman, whose memorial services will be Monday afternoon at 4 at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel. More of our Civic Record next when we come right back in just a moment.
Southtown Furniture on Highway 19 South in Salem has been serving the smart shopper since 1922. And if you're looking for appliances, Southtown has Speed Queen, Frigidaire, and GE. You'll find a nice selection of washers, dryers, refrigerators, and stoves. Southtown offers free delivery and setup, and they do accept Visa and MasterCard. Stop by and see what Southtown Furniture has to offer, located on Highway 19 South right here in Salem.
Southtown Furniture, where the bargains are.
Continuing with the Civic Record, the Knights of Columbus at the Sacred Heart Parish Hall wish you to come on by tomorrow night for their final Friday fish fry for Lent. It'll be held from 4 until 7 on MacArthur, right there at the Sacred Heart Parish Hall. The menu will feature fried fish, hush puppies, coleslaw, baked beans, green beans, French fries, dessert, and drink. This is an all-you-can-eat fish fry, and everybody is welcome to attend. The cost for adults $15. If you have children 5 to 10, their cost is $8. Under that, it's free. Dine in or carry out the Friday fish fry at the Knights of Columbus at the Sacred Heart Parish Hall, 4 to 7. That's tomorrow afternoon into the evening, and hope everybody can attend. It's the final fish fry for Lent at the Sacred Heart Parish Hall. Well, now is the time to start planning what you like to do at the community garden. Master gardeners Charlie Grimm, Pam Bierman, Katie Ann Sullivan, and Tom Haynes are prepping that garden for the gardening season. Community garden has been there now going on 15 years. It's located behind the Salem United Methodist Church. Plots are free for the first one. If you want additional plots, there is a small charge. To find out about plots, call Charlie Grimm, 573-368-9902. Gardening tools and water is available if you're a gardener. All you need to do is bring your love of gardening and plant the seeds. The Dent Phelps Master Gardeners and the Denton County Extension will provide classes throughout the growing season on a number of different subjects. If there's a particular subject you would like to have them address, please let them know by calling Charlie Grimm. That number again, 573-368-9902, or leave the message at the Denton County Extension, 729-3196, 729-3196. South Central Missouri Community Action Agency is accepting Head Start and Early Head Start preschool enrollment. They're accepting children from 6 weeks up to 5 years of age. They provide services for children with special needs or severe disabilities. Homeless and foster children are given priority during enrollment. Head Start and Early Head Start are play-based learning, offer developmental appropriate curriculum, and offer outdoor play. Their experienced teachers and engaging curriculum offer children the chance to learn and grow in a safe, nurturing environment. Contact Jesselyn Hutchings at 729-3188, extension 13, or Dawn Segovia, 729-3188, extension 11, to make an appointment for a tour and learn more about the enrollment process. Appointments are available from April 8th through the 12th. Everyone's invited out this Friday to the Salem Eagles. They'll be having an all-you-can-eat fish fry and fixings for $12. That's $12 a plate. And that'll be from 5 to 8. And, of course, it's all you can eat, so you can go back and many times as you wish. And following the delicious fish fry, they'll have karaoke with Backwoods Productions from 7 to 11. Fun night. It's going to be out there at the Eagles this Friday night. Open to everybody. Come on out, be a part of it. The Eagles Club is out Highway 32 West. It's just past the airport on the north side of Highway 32. And again, all are welcome to come on out for the fish fry from 5 to 8, and then karaoke from 7 to 11. A Hoppy Easter paint party will be held on Friday from 5:30 till 7 at the Creative Arts Center at 204 South Main. Come and paint your very own Easter bunny. This paint party is perfect for kids as well as adults, and kids under 5 must have an adult with them. Cost is $10 for children, $20 for adults, and this includes the supplies. A minimum of 6 people will need to register. You can register through 11 o'clock tomorrow for this program, and it will be limited to no more than 25. Register online at the SACPA website. Under the programs, you'll find the Creative Arts Center. Registrations are on a first-come, first-served basis. The Stanley Jones Singers from Hartville will be singing Saturday night at the Gladden Baptist Church, 12 miles south of Salem. They'll start at 6 o'clock, and everybody's welcome to come on out and be a part of it. There's no charge. It is free. The Stanley Jones Singers from Hartville will be performing Saturday night at 6, Gladden Baptist Church, 12 miles south of Salem on Highway 19. Go on out and hear some outstanding gospel singing. Everyone is invited out Saturday to the Eagles Club. Brian Inman and friends, and then karaoke will be performed from 7 to 11. It's open to the public. Eagles Club invites everybody out on Highway 32 West. It's open to everyone. Be a part of the night, Saturday night. Brian Inman and friends, and then the karaoke concert all Saturday night right here in Salem at the Eagles Club on Highway 32 West, just past the airport. On Monday, March 25th, from 6 to 8 in the evening, a Birch Grove in watercolor class with Ellen Reynolds will be held at the Creative Arts Center. This is an interesting class because using blue tape, students will mask off a grove of birch trees and then watercolor a forest scene over the tape. Upon removing the tape, the magic of scraping with a plastic card will transform the bland trees into realistic birches. It's a fun and very successful technique. Each student will have an original masterpiece at the end of the class. Now, if you want to attend, you do need to bring scissors for paper and also an old credit card, not a new one, or an old plastic hotel room key so you can do the scraping. The cost of the class is $25. That includes all of your other supplies. The class is for those from high school to adult. A minimum of 6 students will be needed to hold the class, maxing out at 10. This will be Monday night, 6 to 8 at the Creative Arts Center. To register, go online to the SACPA website, and under programs, find Creative Arts Center, and then register for the class. Do so on a first-come, first-served basis. And at the Salem Nutrition Center today for lunch from 11 to 12:30, they'll be serving up beef lasagna, garlic breadstick, tossed salad, Truscan blend veggies, and milk. Now, they start with a soup and salad bar beginning at 10:30 in the morning. And everyone, all ages, anybody is welcome to come and eat at the Salem Nutrition site. If you happen to be 60 years of age and above, the suggested contribution's $5. If you're under the age of 60, your meal will be $7. Again, it'll be beef lasagna, garlic breadstick, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. Don't forget the Salem Senior Center is the location of the nutrition site. It's inside that senior center, and you're more than welcome to attend at 604 North McGrath Lane. 729-2373, 729-2373, and don't forget the menu may change without notice. There you have it, a look at that Civic Record. It's a program of church and civic news and a mention of persons recently deceased. Brought to you by your friends at KSMO and Southtown Furniture on Highway 19 South. Again, there's never a bad time to stop on by and browse around. Take a look, see what's new. You may not even be familiar with what's out there anymore. That does happen when you don't go check things after a while. You know, why would you? You've got good furniture. Everything is going good. Your appliances are working great. The bedding's fantastic that you have. Well, when all that's working perfect, there's no need to go shopping for new. However, when it's not working perfect, good to know what's out there. So if you have an opportunity, maybe head on down to Southtown and check it out for yourself. Maybe you're starting to have some issues with your furniture, bedding, appliances. Maybe even your floor covering is starting to wear a tad bit thin. Southtown Furniture is the place to go. 1601 South Highway 19, 729-3422, or go online to SouthtownFurnitureSalem.com. Keep it right here. Statewide News is coming up next from the Missouri Net, right here after this short pause on KSMO Radio.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting and waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
Hi, I'm Bill Pollack, host of Show Me Today, Missouri's daily radio show that brings you captivating stories of Missouri's people, places, and topics.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to stay connected with all of them.
If you miss a segment or an entire show, download our podcast. We'd love to have you.
They are just showering you with affection and love. You want to think, is this real?
Oh, it's real. Subscribe to Show Me Today on Apple or wherever you find your favorite podcast and add us to your list.
Show me today.
Have you seen Town Screen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at the Salem Community Center at the Armory, Aranda's Mexican Restaurant, and Taxmasters, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Town Screen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained. Town Screen in Salem.
Missouri Net News, I'm Marshall Griffin. The U.S. House has passed legislation that sanctions governments who undermine the Dayton Peace Agreement or otherwise threaten the stability of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The bill, sponsored by Missouri Congresswoman Ann Wagner, codifies sanctions against people who try to destabilize the former Yugoslav republic. In a statement, Wagner says adversaries like Russia and China would, quote, welcome these upheavals and solidify a stronger economic and security foothold, end quote. In the 1990s, thousands of Bosnian refugees resettled in the St. Louis region. Could there be relief in sight for drought-like conditions that have been plaguing the Show Me State for close to 3 years? As spring gets underway, soil moisture in Missouri is below normal from the past 2 years of dryness. But recent showers and thunderstorms have provided much-needed relief for farmers and ranchers. State climatologist Zach Leeser expects it to continue.
We've been very warm during the start of March, but we've also had a more active pattern. So several days with rain and thunderstorms lately. And so this is starting to help. And we are expecting this active pattern to continue through late March and hopefully into April.
He warns that Missouri could experience an even worse drought this summer if the state does not see above normal rain. The Missouri Military Preparedness and Enhancement Commission met this week at the 139th Airlift Wing in St. Joseph. The Northwest Missouri Air National Guard Base awaits word on whether it'll receive the upgraded C-130 cargo planes. The 139th was passed over in the first round, but Missouri military advocate Harry Roberts says the Pentagon has more planes to dole out.
You have to have a minimum of 271 C-130s in the fleet. So that helps make sure that we're not really right now at a big threat of losing our mission here, but it also helps extend the time period in which we're able to secure those new aircraft.
Roberts says it's important that commission members visit the various military bases in Missouri. This is Missouri Net.
Not everyone recognizes that they might have a gambling problem. How do you know if gambling is a problem for you? Ask yourself if either or both of the following questions are accurate. Have you felt the need to bet more and more money? Have you ever lied to people important to you about how much you gambled? If your answer is yes to either of these questions, free help is available. Call 1-888-BETS-OFF for more information.
Hey, you. Yes, you. We've got something important to share because we believe everyone deserves support. 988 is for you. Whether you're dealing with thoughts of suicide, facing a serious crisis, or if you just need someone to talk to. It's not just a lifeline, it's your lifeline. Call, text, or chat 988 because everyone deserves support and you are not alone. Brought to you by the Missouri Department of Mental Health.
A scheduled execution for a Missouri death row inmate is set to proceed. Anthony Morabith reports.
The Missouri Supreme Court has ruled that a death row inmate's scheduled April execution will take place as scheduled. 51-year-old Brian Dorsey is set to die by lethal injection on April 9th. He was sentenced to death for murdering his cousin Sarah Bonney and her husband in their home in central Missouri's Callaway County. According to the ruling, Dorsey failed to demonstrate his innocence and that his execution would be a violation of the Eighth Amendment. A group of 60-plus corrections officers sent a letter to Governor Parson asking him to grant clemency to Dorsey, saying he has been a model prisoner.
Fulton-based William Woods University has sold nearly 3 acres of property to Aldi. The grocery chain plans to start construction on a new facility at the end of April, with a store expected to open early next year. And the Missouri Western Court of Appeals plans to hold court on Tuesday, April 9th at Northwest Missouri State University in Maryville. Oral arguments are scheduled at the Campus Student Union with a question and answer session to follow. This is Missouri Net.
Hi, my name is Michelle Bland. I'm the new family nurse practitioner at SMDH Family Medicine. I will be providing family medical services for all ages. I'm now accepting new patients, so please call 729-8000 to make an appointment. SMDH Family Medicine is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Salem Memorial District Hospital. Every patient, every encounter, every time.
At KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station. Let's see what's cooking at that Salem Nutrition Center today. And on this Thursday, they're going to have beef lasagna with garlic breadstick, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. Lunch is served from 11 to 12:30, and a soup and salad actually gets started at 10:30. The meal is open and available to anyone, any age. Come on by and check it out. Suggested contribution if you're 60 and above, $5. If you're under the age of 60, it's $7. The Salem Nutrition site's located inside the Salem Senior Center at 604 North McGrath Lane. Call 729-2373 with any questions about the meal or location or about even Meals on Wheels. Find out more. Again, that meal today for lunch from 11 to 12:30 will be beef lasagna with garlic breadstick, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. And don't forget, the menu can change without notice. Every weekday, we bring you that Salem Nutrition Center menu as a courtesy of KSMO. AP News and Sports on Missouri Net coming up. And also, don't forget Jason Edwards from the Salem Memorial Hospital will be here. We'll be talking to him about the Tuesday night Board of Directors meeting. That's right here. KSMO Radio around 8:30.
We call it America's pastime, the great game of baseball.
In Cardinals Nation, it's the fabric of our community.
It's the Gas House Gang, Stan the Man, the Old Redhead, Ozzie, Yachty, Waino, and now Arenado.
Cardinals baseball is part of what makes us, us. St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Cardinal baseball on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO.
Your station for Salem High School sports, KSMO, Salem.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley.
Is your airline sharing information about you and making money doing it?
The Department of Transportation says it will take a look at Delta, United, American, Southwest, and the 6 other top airlines to see how they collect and use information about customers. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says airline passengers should have confidence that their personal information is not being shared improperly with third parties or mishandled by employees. The trade group Airlines for America says the airlines take customers' personal information security very seriously. The Transportation Department has not made any allegations against any of the carriers, but says the review is being done proactively. Donna Warder, Washington.
The U.S. is evacuating American citizens from Haiti, where violent gangs are on the move. The AP's Karen Shamus with the latest on this.
Armed gangs have launched new attacks in the suburbs of Haiti's capital. The once peaceful outskirts of Port-au-Prince were caught under heavy gunfire from gangs. Haiti's National Police Force remains understaffed and outmatched. Just a day before, gang members could be seen running in the streets of the capital. The U.S. rushed to evacuate its citizens, dozens heading to Florida. I'm Karen Shamas.
Russia fired missiles at Kyiv, Ukraine's capital, early this morning. Ukraine says it shot down all of the missiles, but 13 people were injured. They're still searching for an escaped Idaho prison inmate and his accomplice, say police in Boise. They both took off after the accomplice fired at corrections officers who were transporting the inmate from a Boise hospital, say authorities. 3 corrections officers were shot and wounded in the incident. Tomorrow night's Mega Millions jackpot is worth nearly $1 billion. This is AP News. Now to a new AP poll on abortion.
Abortion rights are a major issue in the 2024 election. And a new poll shows that 8 in 10 Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders in the United States support the right to a legal abortion. Close to 1,200 people were surveyed. AP correspondent Graham Lee Brewer says this mostly aligns with political party belief systems in these communities.
Asian Americans are typically more Democrats than Republicans in the United States. But even across party lines, we saw this support. The majority of Republican AAPI adults who responded to the poll also supported this level of access.
3/4 of AAPI adults say Congress should pass a law guaranteeing access to legal abortions nationwide. AAPI voters are a fast-growing demographic with a particularly large presence in states like California, Texas, and New York. Hayat Panjwani, Washington.
And I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
Brownfield farm broadcasters are on the ground at state, national, and sometimes international events throughout the year, providing timely and relevant news to its audience. They utilize several social media platforms and digital channels to engage with viewers and listeners and stay up to date with agricultural news. Brownfield, a brand farmers and ranchers know and trust. Learn more at brownfieldagnews.com.
Hey, it's Fitz from the Country Top 40 Countdown. And in case you missed it, Kane Brown had the #1 song in country music with I Could Feel It. But he's got some big competition this weekend with Hardy, Thomas Rhett, and Morgan Wallen, who are standing in front of Mama's house. So we'll see you this weekend for all the hits on the Country Top 40 with Fitz.
Missouri Nut Sports, good morning. I'm Tim Fisher. We'll start with college football, where Mizzou head coach Eli Drinkwitz met with the media yesterday, wrapping up spring practice.
You know, our spring goals were individual player development was #1, and I'm very pleased with the progress that our players made throughout the spring. I think it was really important for us to figure out where the transfers were when they got here, figure out where our early enrollees were, and then let our new coaches establish the baseline for the players at their position. And I thought we got really quality work for the time period that we had. You know, and I'm very excited for us. This is really just the starting point. Okay, now we know where we're at and how much more we can do, and what are we capable of becoming for our team.
The SEC yesterday also announced how scheduling will work for conference games in 2025. It will be the exact same opponents as 2024, just flipping home and road. So Mizzou will have home games against Alabama, Mississippi State, South Carolina, and Texas A&M, while going on the road to take on Arkansas, Auburn, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt. On the college basketball on the women's side, postseason action tonight for the Missouri State Bears in the WBIT as they go on the road to take on Illinois. In the WNIT tonight, the St. Louis Billikens will travel to Central Arkansas. On to hockey, where the St. Louis Blues tonight back on the ice, looking for a bounce back after having their 4-game winning streak snapped on Tuesday, will travel to Ottawa to take on the Senators. On to Major League Baseball spring training action from yesterday, the St. Louis Cardinals pound the Washington Nationals by the final counts of 13-4. The Cardinals in action today against the Houston Astros. The Kansas City Royals and LA Angels tied at 8 yesterday. The Royals with split squad matchups against the Chicago White Sox and Cleveland Guardians today. I'm Tim Fisher, Missouri Nut Sports.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. If you're having a tough time or thinking about suicide, you're not alone. And there's hope. VA's Veterans Crisis Line is full of responders who'll listen and help. Many are veterans or have veteran family members and friends, so they're prepared to address your challenges. After calling, you'll be connected to the next available crisis line responder. That person may ask, are you thinking of suicide? Or what plan can we put in place to keep you safe today? If you choose, the responder will share your name and personal information with your local VA Suicide Prevention Coordinator, who'll connect you to local VA assistance and resources. Don't wait. Dial 988, then press 1.
Black vultures can be harmful to livestock operations across Missouri. Missouri Department of Agriculture Director Chris Chin.
We are encouraging producers to keep your cattle up close where there's a lot of human activity, especially when you're calving. If you're looking for a depredation permit, we encourage you to reach out to the Missouri Farm Bureau. They're able to issue you a permit that will allow you to take up to 5 of the black vultures. We also are encouraging farmers and ranchers and producers to be reaching out to their University of Missouri Extension office. They have a lot of valuable resources to help you mitigate black vultures on your farm. We also have funds available at the Department of Agriculture to reimburse for necropsy results when the loss is determined to be by a black vulture. This determination has to come from a certified veterinarian or the U.S. Department of Agriculture Wildlife Services. You can find more information about black vultures on the Missouri Department of Agriculture website at agriculture.mo.gov.
Our forecast calls for sunshine today and a high of 62 at a southeasterly breeze. And we have pretty much had that most of the morning out of the northeast, though. Not quite out of the southeast, but it is moving that direction. We will eventually get there, and it will eventually be blowing at about 8 to 10 miles an hour, maybe getting as high as 15 to 20. Clear skies tonight, low of 39 with southeasterly winds. Tomorrow, we're going to have sunshine early, a high of 71 by afternoon, but a 3 in 10 chance of showers developing during the afternoon. So we'll have clouds moving in. Winds out of southeast will be moving all the way around to the west by the afternoon, which will be ushering in those clouds. We'll have more clouds Friday night and colder. Low of 30. Wind chills around 20. North winds 10 to 20, gusting up to near 30 miles an hour the later the evening goes Friday night. Sunny Saturday, high of 56 with a north breeze 10 to 15, gusting still to 25 miles an hour. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low of 35, and some clouds on Sunday, high of 61. Right now at KSMO Radio, it is 38 degrees, feels like 31, with those winds out of the east at 8 miles an hour, 42% relative humidity, pressure rising 30.20 inches. Up next, time for agribusiness news, the Missouri Report from the Brownfield Farm Market Network right here on KSMO Radio.
Ethanol industry supporters say the Biden administration's new automobile emission standards miss the mark and disregard the carbon benefits of ethanol. I'm Kara Hart with Ag News on Brownfield. Harold Woolley with the National Corn Growers Association says the final rule from the EPA relies heavily on the use of electric vehicles to meet climate goals.
We're all set to decarbonize the transportation system with higher blends of ethanol right now.
Troy Bradenkamp with the Renewable Fuels Association says the EPA had the opportunity to make it a better rule.
RFA will be weighing all of our options in terms of how we approach that.
And he tells Brownfield there will likely be legal challenges moving forward. U.S. ethanol production and the domestic supply were both modestly higher. The U.S. Energy Information Administration says production averaged 1,046,000 barrels a day. That's up on the week and the year, staying ahead of USDA's expected pace for the current marketing year. The House Agriculture Committee is taking a closer look into China's connection to U.S. agriculture.
The world is watching us today.
In a hearing on Wednesday, U.S. Trade Ambassador Kip Tom told lawmakers China is stealing intellectual property from the United States to become the top economy in the world.
Several Chinese nationals were stealing proprietary seeds in our area from production fields and shipping them back to China. These Chinese nationals were caught and convicted, but how many were not caught?
South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem said China owns several U.S. chemical and food processing companies, and now China is coming for U.S. ag land.
Reports now show that China owns about 384,000 acres of U.S. ag land, valued at over $2 billion. This should be alarming to all of us.
Congress is working on ways to improve oversight of China's involvement in U.S. agriculture, and Tom said lawmakers must find balance between enforcement and an open investment policy when considering solutions to these challenges. Milk production continues to increase. The National Ag Statistics Service says production in the 24 major dairy states totaled 17.4 billion pounds in February, 2.4% higher than February the previous year. A farmer-funded dairy export assistance program might see some changes later this year. Chris Galen with the National Milk Producers Federation tells Brownfield a task force was formed earlier this year to examine the Cooperatives Working Together program.
Helping to continue delivering and even expanding the delivery of U.S.-made dairy products.
Galen says NMPF board wants to make the best use of the dollars contributed by members. Farmers who operate Kinsey and Ag Leader planting and display products can now integrate their agronomic data seamlessly into the John Deere Operations Center. The companies have also agreed to resolve all outstanding litigation through an arrangement where John Deere will license planting technology to Kinsey and Ag Leader. I'm Kara Hart for Brownfield.
This is your land, the land of opportunity, and nothing should stand in the way of your soybean fields from reaching their fullest potential. Liberty Herbicide from BASF provides the freedom to use across the majority of today's trade platforms, including Enlist E3 and XtendFlex, plus excellent weed control and greater application flexibility for unmatched convenience. Experience the freedom of Liberty Herbicide from BASF. Visit yourliberty-herbicide.com. Always read and follow label directions.
It's really important to have one go-to store to get all of our needs. I mean, we can buy anything from mineral to cattle feed to seed to fertilizer. It really helps simplify things just to have one store that you call and can supply all your needs. MFA is a whole farm solution.
A partner for your goals. MFA, your whole farm solution.
Out of town and want to know what's going on in